Today I am going to be updating my makeup drawer for summer. I am very excited because I've been getting kind of bored of the makeup that I've been using lately, and I am just ready for some new colors, some of my other products that I haven't had a chance to use in a while, and I'm also going to be taking out some project pan items that don't necessarily suit this season. So first I want to start by taking out products that I don't really want to use for summer, and I'll just kind of go over why. I have so many powders in here that I kind of want to reassess which powders will be staying. A lot of these are in my project pan, but I definitely don't need 3 or 4 powders at a time, and again, I definitely have some that work better for summer. I'm honestly thinking a lot of my blushes and lip products will be revamped this time, just because it's kind of been random colors and a lot of these just aren't really suitable right now, or I'm just kind of bored of them. And the same kind of goes for my blush. I will probably bring back both of these, but I do want to just kind of assess, because I have been using these quite a lot and getting good progress, but I have so many blushes, so I would like to see what else I have. So some of these will be staying, but I will probably reevaluate once I get to each category. And then this is a cushion I've been using. I just fill up foundation. I'm thinking of using what's left in here and then maybe playing around with some other combos. And then I have some sunscreens in here, a cream bronzer and a powder one, though I might bring in a darker one. And a foundation stick. I think I'll take it out for now, but this will also probably make its way back in. I have a few highlighters, so I will probably come back to these, as well as my primers. And then I have a ton of eye products in here. Most will stay, however, just kind of the randoms and a color corrector will be reanalyzed. But I also have a ton of primers. I think I'm just gonna pick a few to really focus. I put all these in here and I only really use the milk one. Same with the eye products. I have 3 concealers in here. So unnecessary, but I will reevaluate again, just what's gonna stay and what's gone. So that's pretty much what's staying. I just have like eyeshadow primers, 2 mascaras, and a freckle pen. And then this is a chapstick I'm trying to finish. I'm really trying to hone in on this one, though I have been using others in the time being. This I brought in from my samples project, and I think this will be great to use for summer. It is a little darker, but I'll probably use it as like a foundation mix-in. And then this is a project pan item, but this is perfect for summer, and it's kind of the colors I've been craving, so this will definitely be staying. I think I will reevaluate both of these 2 just because they are on the lighter side. Starting with primers, these are the ones that I have, and as I mentioned, I had been working on this one for a while. I think it's fairly empty, so I'm probably going to just grab this back. Oh yeah, there's a tiny little bit in there, so I'm just gonna finish this one up. It's not my favorite. It does really mattify and it has like this cooling sensation, but I find it just a little too matte for my dry skin. I've actually enjoyed using it as like an eyeshadow primer. This one will make its way back, and I'm also thinking of the iconic London Underglow one. I'm not a big fan of this one either. It really doesn't provide much glow or much primer qualities either. So I have been trying to finish this one. I'm about maybe halfway, and I kind of just want it out of here. So I will be bringing this one back too. I really wish I had my e.l.f. Grippy primer, because for summer I just always sweat my makeup off, and these are all kind of the pore filling type or blurring. So I don't really think I will take any of these today, just because they're not really what I need for my makeup right now. For foundation, I brought out all of my darkest ones, and I'm gonna try and see which ones I can work on this summer. With summer being such a short window, I can only work on these for so long, and then I have to go for something lighter, but I have been having great luck with mixing with these with some lighter concealers, so that's kind of the plan. This one for sure will be staying. I found a great way to be using it as a base, and then I usually just spot conceal or just a little bit of foundation if I want more coverage, but this shade has been working great for me, and I think I'm around like here. I've been really powering through, so I'm hoping to have this done by the end of summer. Another one I've also really have been enjoying for summer is the NYX Buttermilk Glazed. It's a pretty sheer skin tint, but I really like how it sets on my skin, and it does have some sunscreen in it. So I think this will be a nice combo. Now this one is, I think, my oldest foundation that I have, so I do want to see if I can make it work. The shade is so dark and orange on me, and I've had trouble mixing it with foundation mix-ins in the past. So I'm going to try my technique of using lighter concealers and maybe some color corrector and see if that works. Otherwise, I will be getting rid of this one because it's just getting really old now, but hopefully I can get some use on this. Now, if I do finish the e.l.f. one before summer is over, I think I would like to replace it with this one. I'm still learning how to use this one. I find it really finicky and not super easily blendable on the skin. It also just kind of settles into pores, and it's really not as glowy throughout the day. So I would like to figure out how to use this because I have another one in a lighter shade. And I also really want to use this. There definitely isn't much in there. I'm thinking maybe around half. It feels very light. But I feel like with the 3 that I already have, this might be pushing it, but I think I will keep this on my radar, just seeing how this turns out, and maybe I'll sneak some days where I can use this one because I do find it somewhat similar to the NYX one, though the NYX just a little more high coverage and seems to last a little longer. I do really want to try this one. I got it for Christmas, but I haven't really had a good chance to. I might try and use it as a mix-in. We'll play around with that, and I'll let you guys know if I come up with a foundation combo for my cushion foundation. This is what I've currently been using to mix in with my e.l.f. Halo Glow in that cushion, and it's been working really well. But like I said, I just kind of want some different formulas to work with, and I like it, but I definitely have some other foundations that need some use. And then this one will also be staying. This is part of my project pan, and there really isn't a lot left over, and I do think that I can finish this before summer, but it's definitely too dark to carry out into the rest of the year. And then lastly, this Bare Minerals powder foundation is also part of my project pan. However, it is so dark, so I'm going to use this more as a bronzer because this one's pretty light. This one is like that Milani one I have. It's a light bronzer on me, so I'm going to try and use this and hopefully get some good use on that. On to concealers, I've definitely accumulated quite a few since my low buy, and I definitely have some that are better matches for me now. However, I have quite a few that I really want to make progress on and hopefully finish by the end of the year. If you know, these 2 are currently in my project pan. This one has some great visual progress, and I definitely can finish this before the end of the year. The Natasha Denona one is a little harder to see, but there are a few windows in it, and I feel like not much product comes out. It's kind of always been that way, so it's kind of hard to tell, but I do think I can get this one done too. These 2 will be rolling their way back in. However, I'm thinking of bringing in maybe this Fenty Beauty color corrector. It's also, I think, my oldest, and it's quite light on me. I don't know, it's just a little too peachy, I think. But I'm thinking with maybe some of these darker foundations, I might get some better use out of it. Otherwise, I will be decluttering this. I am very tempted to bring in this one. I really enjoyed it the few times I have. However, it also is a little too light right now. Same with my e.l.f. one, which I really enjoy, as well as this one. I really like this one. It has a nice matte formula, but I like it better for like covering up acne or if I'm really going for a full coverage look. I brought this one in recently to use a few times just because it is a bit higher coverage and more comfortable wear than this one. Sorry, higher coverage than the Maybelline, more comfortable than the Natasha Denona, but I do want to work on these and then I can go back to one of my favorites. I think this would be great for the shade that I have right now, but I would prefer to finish up those 2 and then maybe this would be something I bring in after. I also really like this Tier one. I would say it's a little more yellow on me. I can pull it off and make it work, and they're both really comfortable, the stick and the cream, but I have some priorities to focus on. On to setting powder. I have been really bad about this year. I have quite a few in my project pan, and yeah, some of these just need to be finished up. So starting with the Hourglass one, little spoiler for my project pan, but I am almost done with this one. So this one is definitely staying just so I can finish that up. I mean, there's barely anything in there. So I'm hoping I can finish this within like a week, maybe 2. I definitely did not enjoy this. I'm so happy I got the mini. The lady at Ulta really tried to pressure me into getting a full size, but I think I dislike this just as much as the Laura Mercier one. That one just made me look so cakey and dry and then disappeared. And this one kind of does the same thing where some foundations, it looks just really thick and heavy, and then others, it disappears within like an hour. So I've been using it more so for like certain parts of my face, definitely not my under eyes or my chin, and then sometimes to blur out my shadow. So this one's staying, and hopefully I will finish that soon. So I'm not going to really consider that since I will be done with it soon. The Charlotte Tilbury one is also in my project, and I'm thinking of maybe taking it out for now because I do really like this in the fall and the winter, and I just have so many to work on, and this already has a really decent pan in there. So I think I'm going to be rolling this one out. This is another one I really need to finish. I think this was the last of my Laura Mercier, and I'm still hanging on to it for, who knows, I might just put it in here to mix it because I have been struggling. This has been in my drawer for like a month and I just haven't even touched it. So I think I will put those together. This Kosas one I did enjoy when I was on vacation and it was really hot out. It didn't necessarily set my makeup, but my makeup did look nice. I was also using a lot of cream products, so that could be why, but I think this one will be staying. It's also in our project and I've been making some headway. The dome is kind of flattened out and my goal is just to hit pan. I do feel like there is a lot of product in here, but we'll see how much progress I can make. Now for this e.l.f. one, which is also in my project for the whole year, I'm about a little more than halfway, and I honestly think I would prefer this in the fall and winter as well. It just, I don't know, it doesn't really vibe with a lot of my very glowy foundations that I've been using lately. Honestly, for the summer too, I think I would just prefer like one of my Huda Beauty ones, which really just lock in my makeup. I think for now I will be taking it out of my drawer. I have a few that I haven't really had a lot of chances to try, and I really would like to see how they work with some of my foundations. So I think these three will go into like a testing phase where I might do a few days with each, or maybe a week testing out different foundation combinations with the powders, just to get an idea if they do mesh well, because like I said, I haven't really had a chance to play with them. I think these two I got for Christmas, and then this one I thought the packaging was really cute, and I'm a sucker for packaging, and yeah, I just haven't really had a chance to use it. So I'll probably just still put these underneath rather than with my daily makeup. I will go through a little mini trial. And then this one is a foundation, but I just find it so cakey and so drying that I would prefer to try and use it as a powder. It kind of reminds me of this one, though just a little bit more dry, but I would like to try it, and maybe not today, maybe more in the fall. And then I think I want to bring in my green one. This is Matcha Milk Cake. This I got recently, and I think it does a really great job at just blurring out redness in your face. And I think it's kind of cool, but it's just this green powder. This one I find a little too brightening, and sometimes I do like that look, but I think for today I'm going to pass and focus on this because I've been getting kind of sunburned and my redness on my cheeks comes out. So technically just these two really, because this should hopefully be gone within a week. I'm gonna just siphon it into there, and then these three will have a little trial phase. But hopefully I can make some good progress. At least on this one is my goal, and then this one, I just want to use it. I was very excited for this category of blush because it's been a while since I've gotten to refresh and just a lot of summer colors that I haven't used in over a year now. So like I said, these two would definitely make their way back. I just love these for summer. This one is just a really nice like burnt shade. I really like it, and it does fade throughout the day, but I've found a few ways to get it to set a little better. I also almost set pan. When I first opened it, my nail dug into there, but I've just been using that one spot, and I think I'm almost at pan. This Milani one too fades really badly on me, but I have been making a nice dip in there, and oh nice, you can see it on camera. So I've been enjoying it, and I like layering it with other blushes. So that one will also be staying. I just really like that look, and I usually blur this out and then I'll put like a brighter one right in the center. This definitely looks a bit brighter on my face. And then this one I like because it's actually a lip product, and I hate how it looks on my lips, but I think this is a fun like red. I don't really have any reds, so I thought this might be nice. I was kind of pulling more pink. Interesting. Yeah, that was what I noticed on my lips. It kind of has like a white base. So maybe not. We'll see. I'll compare some other shades to it. And then this one by LYS is Bubbly. I think this one's more of a pink. Yeah, it's kind of like a pink tone. These also faded really badly, but they're really cute. Then this one from Huda is Peach Sorbet. I had the pink one, I think it was cotton candy, and I was hoping to finish it by summer, but I didn't. But that's okay, I think that one will be perfect for the winter as well, and I might be able to finish it then. I also really enjoy how these smell. These ones do last throughout the day, I've noticed. It's a bit more vibrant than this Milani one, a little bit more like orangey. And then this one I recently got, and I only tested it a few times, but I think it is really cute and was a very comfortable formula. This is by House Labs. And also I don't really have like a lot of traditional pink types. That one is also very comfortable. And I've noticed I really don't have any powder blushes. I think I have like 2 or 3. Then this one from e.l.f. I really enjoy, though it's kind of hard to get in there. And it's a really interesting formula where it's like really moussey, but I really like the blur it gives to the skin. It's kind of hard to see here, but I think these are all really good options. And lastly, that NARS one, I'm thinking of using as a highlighter. I've been really craving just really bright pink highlighters, but I have this one and I don't even wear it. Well, this one's a blush, but I don't even wear it. So my goal is to try and test this out as a highlighter. Though I know it's not my favorite and not the same formula I'm gravitating to now, I still would like to get some use and just remind myself if it's actually something I want or just a fantasy product. It's pretty, it's just this one is so glittery. So I think I actually want to bring all of them except this one. It's not as red as I kind of imagined it to be, but I think this will give me a nice variation of products to play with and different looks I can do. So obviously when it came to the products, I could not control myself. I had a lot of fun going through my products and a lot of favorites that I haven't used in a while. So this is going to be tricky because I definitely cannot have all of these in my drawer at once, and I just need to swatch some of these, though a lot are stains and I'm not going to swatch those. If you can't tell, I've been on a MAC kick, and I think I'll just swatch these ones, and this one is Syrup. I think this one is so pretty, though I've had a hard time pairing it with the blush as well as lip liner. And this one is Hug Me, which is slightly similar, but more of a nude, though I think it's the same formula. Next up, I have Candy Yum Yum. This one I've really been trying to make work, and I'm determined to. But I definitely will need to pair that with something and figure it out, because I am not confident enough to wear that by itself. And then lastly, I brought in Velvet Teddy, which is another nude shade that I really enjoy. Then I was able to find a red. I'm not the biggest fan of this on the lips. It looks nice, but it is impossible to reapply. I don't know, I feel like it looks bad halfway throughout the day and then I want to reapply, but it is very comfortable on the lips. It's just kind of hard to build up that color. So I was thinking maybe I could try this on the cheeks if I really want that red. I don't know, I just swatched it on my cheek and it looks more pink, but I might give this one a try. However, I really enjoy the CoverGirl Into the Blur ones. These are so comfortable and so nice, and kind of what I expected that one to be. That is the shade Into the Blur. So I'm kind of sensing a little bit of a theme besides that red one. Then next up I have this About Face one. This one is a matte. This is Coquette, and I believe this one is also a plumping one, but I really like that color. So then down here to the more like stains. This one's also a lip plumper. It's the Tarte Maracuja, and this is Blueberry. So it's this blue shade, and then it kind of turns purplish pink. Probably won't be able to see on the hand, so I'm gonna burn my hand. And then this Statue one, I think this is nude. I have been using this lately, and it just leaves a really nice, I'm not gonna put it on my hand, but maybe I can insert a video of me wearing it. But it looks really dark, and it leaves just like a My Lips Butter shade. I really enjoy this one, so I might try and use that just because I'm scared of it going too dry. This one from the ColourPop collection, this is Ogress. I think these are so pretty. They're also very comfortable. It just has a nice reflect in there. It makes your lips look so plump. And then I did bring in a very red lip stain. This one is Muty Rose, so it's kind of just like all pH ones, but I think the gloss is really pretty. This Dior one is also a pH one, so it's blue, and then it turns like a really fun pink. You can kind of see it on the hand, but this one's also very comfortable. Then I was thinking this little YSL one I got for free. I think it's just a clear shade. But I was like, it's so tiny, I should just try and use it up. So I might just use this like underneath to prep my lips. And while I do have that Jack Black lip balm. I also think this is a great one to use. It is the iced coffee one. I love this scent, though my boyfriend was like, this is disgusting. I really like that, and I have quite a lot in there still, so hopefully I can finish this by the end of the year. It's gonna take a while though. And then I pulled out some lip liners that I thought might work with these shades that I brought, and it might make things a little easier to pick something out. So this is ColourPop BFF. I think I'll just do them down here. And then I'll have to remember the order I did. So that one kind of looks like it'd be nice with that. Probably just those two. And I do think I want something that either is versatile for a few, or if it's like a red lip, I might just use the stain. This one is Wilma Ross, and it's a really dark red. I use this more in the fall and winter. Yeah, I probably won't wear that one. I'll keep it in the same order, but I won't be bringing that one in. This one is NYX Ever, and this one is supposed to be like a red shade. It's kind of the same though. I mean, it's slightly lighter, but it looks pretty similar. And then this is the Makeup Forever in Wherever Walnut. It's gonna be similar to that ColourPop one. Yeah, very similar. I definitely have a type. This one is Nude Pink, also from NYX. Some seems like it'd be compatible with a few. And then this one is LA Girl, and this is Eternal Pink. Though this one and that, they're definitely different bases, where this one's more warm toned, and that one's very cool toned. It's hard to tell, but on the lips it's very obvious, so I do think I would like to try both of the pinks, so this one and Candy Yum Yum. I find it's going to be probably very unrealistic that I actually do wear them multiple times, but I would like to try. And I'm thinking maybe I can mix it with like one of these nudes. I don't know, we'll figure it out. I'm gonna wipe this off so it doesn't stain. Okay, this is still as difficult as I imagined, but so I have those pinks, and I do think I want to bring this one in just because I really enjoy it, and it's been a while since I've used it. Then maybe just one more matte, because I don't even wear mattes like that, so I think I'm gonna go with this NYX Smushy one in the shade Soft Sorbet, just because I don't really remember enjoying it as much. It's very comfortable, but I remember looking at myself in the mirror and thinking I looked crazy. So I would like to give this a chance, maybe use it as a blush, but just try and finalize my thoughts on it. I think I do want to go with this stain because I've kind of been craving more of a red lip, and this one is a little too vibrant for me as a gloss, but I do really like the stain it leaves. And also as a gloss, it is very comfortable, so I will try and make some progress on these. I think I will bring in Velvet Teddy just because it is a nice nude, and I don't really have any, and I obviously don't want to wear super vibrant lips all the time, so I think that'll be a nice thing to rely on, as well as ColourPop one. And like I mentioned, I think I will do this Nude Pink as well as Wherever Walnut because I do really enjoy those two. These just weren't really going with the other ones. And I will do the Statue one. I want all of them, but I know I shouldn't. So I think I'll put these two away, though I would really like to use those. And then I think I'll just take these three. I know it seems like a lot, but this is tiny. I'm gonna try and layer it underneath to like prep my lips. This one will be used when I'm not using that jet black one. And then this one on its own is really cute. It's a nice pink PH one, so I might try and pair it with some of these. For highlighter, I brought out 3, and I'm going to use these ones. So this one is the Fenty Matchstick in Starstruck. I've never really been a big fan of this one. I think it just looks very textured on the skin, but I'm really going to try and use this one. And I do think maybe I could get away with using it as like eyeshadow, or at least like an eyeshadow base. I'm really hoping to get some progress on this one because I'm not a big fan of it. This one I really like. It's a nice like golden formula, and it's very balmy. I think this is really cute. And then this one I've just had for so long and would really like to make more progress. I might declutter it by the end of the year. I'm trying not to, but it's getting kind of old, so. Lastly, these are the eyeshadow palettes I had, and to be frank, I really didn't get a whole lot of use, though I did actually use the Pretty Grunge palette quite a few times, but yeah, I really didn't do well on eyeshadows, but I am hoping to maybe be a little more creative this time. So I am thinking of keeping this palette just because it is actually quite warm and I really do like these shades, and maybe I'll do a little bit of pop color, but I'm gonna pick some new palettes to bring in. So I didn't bring in too many just because, knowing myself, I'm not going to use all of them, but I will try. For some more pops of color, I'm bringing in the Lush Life one from ColourPop. There are some neutrals in here, so I think that will encourage me to use them, but I do really like that color, and maybe I can use some of these as like an eyeliner. So let's go for that one. I brought in 2 more neutral type palettes. I absolutely love this one. I got this for Christmas last year, and there are just a really nice range of matte nudes in here, or neutrals, and I also like the pops of color in here. A palette I haven't really had a lot of time to play with, but I absolutely love is the Shrek one from ColourPop. And again, this one has a lot of nice nudes in here and some fun shimmers, so I think this, again, will encourage me to use my eyeshadow. And lastly, I brought in 30 singles. This one I've been trying to pan for multiple years, and I am getting there, but I think this will just be with me all year long until it is gone. This one is pretty similar, but it's more of a copper shade. It's very similar, but I also enjoy this one. I don't know why it feels greasy, but I think this would be a nice thing to have it as a base. And then this one, I'm just kind of scared of it getting dry, but it is a jelly shadow from ColourPop. And it's this really fun like pink base that goes green, silver, and white. It's really pretty. So I'm hoping to get some use with this one as well. That's everything that I picked, and now I would like to film a just using some of the products that I picked. Like I mentioned, I thought it'd be fun to try and create a look with the new products that I just chose, and it's a pretty lazy day today. I'm staying home, but I thought it'd be fun to try these, especially some that I'm not sure how they're gonna react with other products. For example, like the Fenty Beauty color corrector. I've had not the best experience with this, so I'm hoping maybe I can find a combination that makes this work. I did my skincare, and I did just put a little bit of that Summer Fridays iced latte on the lips to hydrate while I do my makeup. So I'm gonna start with the NYX Buttermilk Glaze tint, and this is the shade Null Bean. I think this one is super pretty. I've seen a lot of comments of people not liking how this sits on the skin, but as someone with dry skin, I really enjoy it. And I just put some on the back of my hand and then kind of blend it into the skin. I will say that their shade range isn't the best, but that's a pretty good match. This is one layer. I do think it's pretty sheer, but it is buildable, and I haven't had issues with like layering concealer for more coverage, but I think I'm gonna do just a little bit more. I'm gonna avoid the center of my face because I'm going in with that color corrector and a concealer. Worried about this one because I recently saw some video where she mixed a color corrector and like a very glowy product and then put concealer, and I tried that with this recently. It looked horrendous, and I don't think it's that method, but I do think it's this product. So today I'm gonna try and mix it with this Maybelline concealer. I'm gonna do the tiniest amount of this color corrector because I find like it's just too thick. I mean, I have used a good amount of it actually. I've had this for a few years, so, but about halfway. So it'd be nice to finish this product, but I just, like, look how thick that is. And it's always been that way. So I'm wondering if maybe like a more sheer, watery type of concealer can help fix this. So I'm just gonna put it here. I guess a little bit on the forehead. Definitely put way too much on my hand, but I'm gonna give it a second. While I do that, I will do my eyebrows. And I'm just using my Kosas. I feel like there's still plenty of product in there, but I can never get it out. I also feel like it didn't really do much for coverage. Like on camera it looks fine, but in my mirror I still have like a lot of redness right here. Before I set it with powder, I'm gonna do my cream blush, and I'm gonna use the LYS Bubbly. Oh, that's way more pigment than I thought it was. I usually use a sponge for these, but I feel like it always wears it all off, so I was thinking maybe a brush would be better. That is some serious glow though. That is so pretty. But ooh, I'm gonna have to go back with my beauty blender. Okay, that looks a lot better. And then now I'm going to set with powder, but I will probably tap it out first. And I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty in the matcha cake one. And I really hate this new packaging. I have the other one and it comes out so quickly, and this one I just feel like it's not it. And the top is so weird too. I hate it. So we'll see how it looks, because again, the issue I've had with that Fenty color corrector is after like an hour or two, it always looks horrendous. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna vigorously blend that out. Oh god. That usually isn't the case, but oh my. Okay, just gonna keep blending, keep blending. Okay, we got there. Ooh, that was intense for a second. It's still kind of there, but I'm gonna blend it on my hand. Okay. Okay, besides like that one spot that shows up when I turn my head, it looks really nice. And then like I mentioned, I do want to try this as kind of like a highlight for today. I really hope I don't regret this because it's been a while since I've used it. I'm just gonna add it. I think with the baked blush, it looks a lot more natural and just really pretty together. And I did forget to show this as well, but I'm using the Hung Van Gogh eyeliner, and this is a brown shade. I think it's just brown. And I really like this. It's pretty creamy and kind of forgiving, but I'm just gonna do like a little wing for it. Just add some definition and shape to the eye. And I'm going to use that Shrek palette because I really haven't used this as much, and I feel like this is such a perfect color story, right up my alley. And I'm going to go with kind of just some neutrals and then maybe pick a fun glitter. So first I'm going in with that shade, out then in, which is just like a neutral shade for me. I'm using this more of just like setting on the perimeter because I'm going to focus the glitter in the center. Next I'm going to go in with Gingy, which is just like this really nice light warmish brown, and I'm going to focus that more on the outer eye just to blend in that liner. I'm just going to take the tiniest bit of nice boulder just to deepen out the outer eye just a tiny bit, but like I barely tapped it. I'm kind of putting that right on top of where the wing is, and then just barely blending it. Oh, that is so pretty. And then I kind of just tapped the remaining around. It's kind of hard to see, but every now and then you get like a little glimpse of it. Now for the lips, I think I'm just gonna leave this on because I'm using two lipsticks that are pretty dry. I tried this once with these two and it turned out okay, but I do think I can make it better. So I really want to try and get this Candy Yum Yum to work. So I'm gonna mix it with Velvet Teddy. And last time I just did one on each lip and then kind of like rub my lips together to mix it, but I feel like the pink kind of just got everywhere and looked a little crazy, but the color was really pretty. This time I'm going to start with the Velvet Teddy and kind of use that as my base. And then with Candy Yum Yum, I'm going to focus it on the center and kind of blend it out as I go. I don't really want it to come through, but I think with the blush I can get a little bit to work and also just get some use on this to make it wearable. Pretty happy with that. It's definitely still dark because of Velvet Teddy, but again, it makes this a lot wearable. Is the completed look. I absolutely love how the eyes look. That was probably my favorite part, and besides that little mishap with the bronzer, I really like how this came out. I'm really excited to see what other looks I can create with the makeup that I pulled out today, but like I said, it's been really nice to just have something new because I've been working on those other products for so long, and yeah, I think that this will be a very successful season with using these colors. I'm excited to have lots of fun with this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!